Good morning. I'm still trying to process the fact it's already 9 a.m. Anyway, how is everyone this morning? I feel like it's super early. Renee says if it makes you feel better, I'm still trying to process 8 a.m. Yeah. Gamer Dribble says, great, how are you, Mal? Just tired. I'm good otherwise. I got my full video out yesterday, and I did all of my social media posts. And I got Planetary Marbles prints ready, but we have to go to the post office. One of the benefits of having the post office truck instead of a post office right now, by the way, they have not started anything with our post office, it's just still a truck and a lot, is I can drop stuff off easier and there's never a line. And everyone's behind glass. I can be like, here you go. It makes it really convenient. You just have to make sure you go before they close. Radio Dreads, still no post office? Wow. They said it would probably be 2 years. And it's been like over 6 months. So I assume at some point we'll see some sort of information. Has it really been 6 months? I think it was July. Maybe June.
It's 9 months.
It's been 9 months?
Since June.
Yeah.
Hi, folks. I'm just momentarily late. Oh.
What am I drinking? Is it pronounced kombucha? Kombucha?
I've heard it both.
Yeah.
And as a result, I don't know.
It's Kroger brand strawberry lemonade version because regular is too vinegary.
Whew. Man.
You went to eat this morning.
Yeah.
Here you go.
First off, hi everybody. Yeah, I don't know why I have the jacket on.
You were cold last night? Or this morning?
I was cold this morning. And I just never took it. I never took it off. Let me get through alerts. And then we'll talk a little bit about yesterday and what I experienced. Oh, I'd really like that to pop. That would be really nice. We'll talk about that part too. Mark from Vermont gifted 5 subs. 2, Lightning Rainy. Hey Dante, Team Riptide, Fox Cody, and Just N4SH. Or Just Nash, maybe Just Nash. Mark, thank you. We get 29 months from Twitchy Toes. 42 months. 42! It's a new high number.
It is.
From Mech Mayhem. 21 months from Arpega. 21 months from Skanork. 27 months from KRC David.
No picnic is complete without Tiny Eddie's Violet Tart Cupcakes.
Oh. I think serving anyone tar cupcakes is a call for violence. This is from Cheesehammer. It says, so I know you guys are usually in charge of feeding everyone for Coliseum, and so I've got to say, A, I'm always down to help. B, everyone loves good pizza. C, I love... C, I love to meet new people. D, everyone loves pizza, especially over whatever Eddie would make in my place. Is pizza on our schedule?
To order because it's hard to make pizza for so many people. Because it's like constantly going through the oven.
It is actually, yeah, it is admittedly kind of hard because you gotta like in and then out and then in and then out and then. Although
Yeah.
how many? I don't know. How many ovens do we have?
2.
Is it 2 or is it 3?
It's 2. It's 3 fridges.
Brandon says 1 pizza really does just feed 2 people. I mean, if you live with me, a pizza feeds like 1.7 people. Or if you're Thomas, 1 pizza feeds 1 person. I guess really it's all very dependent on the size of the pizza, but
Over the years, Steven has learned that my eyes are bigger than my stomach, and that when he cuts the pizza, he actually needs to cut it not in half.
yep.
Because I will cut it in half, and then I will be like, this is too much pizza.
Yeah, just in a general sense, if I'm serving the food, which I try to be the person that serves the food all the time, I always give them out less. Because there's been way too many
And
times...
I appreciate it a lot.
There's been way too many times where, like, dinner is over and Mal still has food left in her bowl or left on her plate or whatever. So I have to be the one to do it because she'll be like, give me a little more. And I'll go, if you eat what you have, you can get more. It's here. I have my doubts you'll be able to do it. Oh, it is nice to have breakfast. 15 months from Jade Jennings, 44. 30 months from Sifa Seeker. 24 months. I don't know why I did it that way. From Shadowlance, congrats on the 2. 7 months from Mastero Darken. 6 months from Aiden Nietzsche. 18 months from Line Rider. 15 months from Ryan T64. 27 months from Akira J. 19 months from Lane144. 4 months from Zach Lumberjack. 4 months also from Your Psyche. Took me a minute. Your Psyche. Also, that's 2 near... Because we had 21, 21, and 4-4. It's close. 300 bits from the Reload says, caller this weekend, bad idea time. We as a community band together for Chaos Cookie and make John play Billy the Wizard. I would like to see it. John made me play Ninja Bread Man.
Yeah.
And he was convinced that that was like one of the worst games on the Wii.
It was not as bad as Billy the Wizard?
No. Yeah, he also made us play Canada Hunt. Canada Hunt is bad.
Yeah.
Canada Hunt is like Garbo. And like Ninja Bread Man is bad, but like it's not as bad as Billy Wizard. It's not. Here's the deal. If y'all want to push for that, that's up to you, but you have to promise me. You have to promise me you will not teach him how to play the game. Because they didn't map shoot to the trigger. They didn't map anything to the trigger. The trigger button does nothing. And I want to see John figure that out. So that's the deal. Y'all want to push for that? Reasonable. It's terrible. It's terrible. But I want to see John be like, how do you play this game? Because I'm going to be like, right? Right? And the other thing is if he plays it, I mean, I might be on the call because I probably will be on the call for.
Yeah, you're supposed to be on the call.
I'll be on the call for Chaos Cookie. I'll make sure. I'll be like, don't you look at the instructions. You just play the game. Come on, video game boy, load her up. Come on, win this one, John. And he'll be like, why can't you shoot? I'll be like, right? We can't even write an angry letter because the company disbanded. Yeah, it's John's middle name, actually. Jonathan Video Game Boy.
You trying to think what his last name is?
345 bits from Ian Thay, who says, good vibes requested. I was up all night with Kiddo, who is sick with the flu, and now I am starting to feel icky. My parents are in town, and we're not going to be able to visit with them now.
Good
I
vibes.
hate that story. I'm sorry.
I know what you've been going through with Kiddo.
That sucks.
I've seen your posts about it. That's
It
really
sucks.
awful.
It's like multifaceted bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hope everyone gets feeling better soon.
Yeah.
And I hope you're able to plan a different visit at some point in the near future, because that just sucks. All of it sucks.
There's a flu going around like crazy.
Yeah.
Your mom's boss, her kids have the flu.
Oh yeah. That's right. That's right. I remember Mom was saying like almost everyone was out of the spa.
Yeah.
She's like, there's barely anyone to run the spa, and I was like, that's bad. Mom's okay, but not a whole lot of folks there. 338 bits from Radio Dread says, my new favorite thing, clown testing. Testing on clowns? I feel like a lot of the folks here who feel very aversely to clowns would be fine with testing on clowns. They're like, we need to test something. Test it on the clowns. That's fine.
How's the coffee?
It's not coffee.
Oh, it's not?
No, I didn't do coffee. I did, this is a green tea.
Okay.
With something.
Oh, okay.
Cherry notes? It's just strange. It's not bad. It's just a little strange. 100 bits from Quack Bob. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like the numbers. We got a 4-month resub from Sky Fern. 101 bits from Somber Mink 91. 11 months from Zatuichi. 300 bits from Ann, who says, I was outside with the dog earlier and he suddenly stuck his nose under a bush. I thought he was just sniffing something. Nope, he was eating something. No more doggo kisses for me today. It happens so fast.
It does. Dogs are fast.
Dogs are like, what's this? What's this? I'm gonna eat it.
They are crafty.
I mean, cats are the same way, right? But
yeah. Not Kepler, but Sagan was.
Where he just quickly eats them?
Yeah.
Kepler, very fortunately, he doesn't seem to, like, ingest bad things too regular. Like, he eats cardboard.
He does chew cardboard.
Sagan did too. They were both cardboard chewers for some reason. But otherwise, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
We got a subscription from Fox in Kit. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thomas said they take after me. Does Bruiser chew cardboard? What does Bruiser chew on?
I don't know how the dog and cats like eating cardboard.
I think they like it, like, on their teeth because, like, crunchy food, like, keeps the tartar down. He's a cardboard scratcher. He chews on my leg.
Yeah, it seems worse. That seems worse. Let me, let's talk about something else while I eat my toast. And once I'm done, once I'm done eating my toast,
I'll
talk
tell
about
a story while you eat that.
Because I don't want to, like, start talking and then have to interrupt myself.
I have to sip this.
Okay.
So, when Steven had his procedure yesterday, he'll talk about that in a minute. I walked over to a coffee shop, and they have this swing on their patio, and I was like, I'm gonna sit on the swing, it's 75 and beautiful. So I ran inside and got a coffee and a Danish, and I got decaf because I've realized how bad I react to caffeine since surgery. And I was always bad with caffeine, but after surgery I was like not eating anything with caffeine or drinking anything with caffeine, and I was like, I should just not ever have caffeine again. And so I got a decaf coffee and I sat outside on the swing, and it was really bad. It was like hot water, no coffee flavor. It was awful. And I was messaging Chaz and I was like, I hate this.
Sorry.
I really wanted an espresso drink and I couldn't.
You know, that coffee shop, or, well, restaurant at large,
Yeah. The Danish was great.
was where I first came up... Well, it's not where I came up with the idea. I came up with the idea beforehand, but it was where I first ran the idea by Emil that we should do bumpers for Coliseum.
Oh yeah, I remember. We sat on that swing. A different swing at the same patio.
I was like... We had just done the first event. Well, not just done, but, like, not too long before.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, for the next event, we should do bumpers. And he's like, what's a bumper? And I was like, well, we do video content, so we can do fun on-demand video content, and then it'll buy us time between the segments. And he was like, that sounds fun. I was like, oh yeah, we should do it. And then it became a thing.
Yeah.
And now we've been doing it for... The reason it's not fresh on my mind is because we made a bumper. Was it made on Tuesday? I don't know if it was made yet.
When did we film that?
Monday.
Monday?
I don't think it was quite ready. Anyway, we have Mount and I did make a bumper.
It is not the lamp.
It's not. It's probably not. It's not what you're expecting, because I don't know how anyone could expect this. It would be incredible for you to believe that we would do this, but we did it. It's also really short.
Yeah.
There's a lot of effort for something that is 1 minute long. A lot of effort. But yeah, I'm hoping that folks like it. I think they'll like it.
Yeah.
I also finished the
intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone seemed to really like it.
Last year's was SNL.
And this year's is something that's not
Yeah.
SNL. Yeah. I'm excited for folks to see it. It was very fun to make. And I hope that it hits all of the feels of the show that we're trying to reference or I don't know if do you call it a reference or a parody?
I don't know.
It's more of a reference. Brady Bunch again! Every year Brady Bunch. But systematically, like, each year one more person also dresses up as Alice, until by the time, like, 20 years in the future, we're all dressed as Alice.
Oops, all Alice.
Yeah, and then it'll be a very different show.
Who do we get to see first? Besides Dan? Based on Arrival, I think we're like some of the last people. There's Emil. Just woke up. See you in a few hours.
See you soon, buddy.
Drive safe.
Drive safe. As a reminder, even though the event starts on Saturday, today is the day that we all start seeing each other. And I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. I'm going to see quite a few folks today. We have about half of the crew.
Yeah, it feels like less.
It's less than half, but not by a lot. It's about half. And it's not like West Coast has the other half. There's also people spread out, too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You're almost done with your
I don't
toast.
want to buy it. I'm sorry.
We have 17 months from Lilac Oligochi. And 300 bits from Gold Mage. Who's that? Oh, that's Shrimpa. His name is Link, not Shrimpa. That's not Shrimpa. Link is not Shrimpa. His name is Shrimpa. Not Shrimpa, it's Link, Steven. Shrimpa is a girl, you play as Link. Who's that? And Steven says Shrimpa. I'm just saying, no Shrimpa, it's Link. Shrimpa is Princess.
Probably my favorite memorable moment. Honestly. It might be my favorite one.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest crime is that I haven't taken the piss out of more commenters over the years. Because I've certainly had a lot of stuff to work with. I should do that again. His name is Link, not Zelda! Uh-huh. That character is named Link. Zelda is the princess. Zelda is princess! I read those comments and I just think, comedy is dead.
Coffee!
Comedy is dead. 30 Bits of My Item Crafting Live says, does your new bumper have anything related to your latest TikTok?
Which one? Oh, yeah. Which one is your latest TikTok?
I posted one of the cat this morning.
Oh, did you?
I just because I've been shooting some slow-mo video of Kep every once in a while. Just trying to occasionally get something that I feel would be humorous or funny. This one wasn't necessarily like my favorite thing ever, but at some point there'll be some good stuff. I want to put some put some stuff onto YouTube as well. But I don't know. I'll figure out what I'm doing. I'd like to shoot it with the FX3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, is this new from like Tuesday?
Yeah, the Tuesday was the first day you talked
Was
about
it really?
Because it was like a Sunday or a Monday thing that it happened.
Mao and I have TikTok now. Yeah, FX3 TikTok's an untapped market. The one with the sick was shot on the FX3, so it's not, I guess, that wildly unusual.
Mine was shot that I posted yesterday on a GH4.
The GH4 was an important camera for its time.
Yeah.
I believe it was the first 4K Micro Four Thirds camera. Also, the GH6 is like just about ready to come out. I'm going to be very careful not to dive into this category because I could talk about this for like 20 minutes. Anyway, yeah.
And he says, thanks for using my mom's favorite song in your latest TikTok. What song did you use?
Obla Di Obla Da.
Ah.
The Beatles aren't on there. Well, some of them are. I don't know. Again, that continues to be one of my favorite features of both TikTok and also the YouTube Shorts is the ability to include licensed music. I like that a lot because for years, I make vlogs and stuff, and I listen to licensed music in my free time because I listen to music, and I love music, and I know so many different pieces of music, and I can't use them, and it's nice to have a place where I can utilize it. I really like that. So, you know. Emil.
You'll be the hit of the party with Tiny Eddie steel concrete rounds.
Emil asked if we were buying another camera lens the size of an ice cream. No, we're good. They're big. They're just big. Like, lenses are just big. They're just big. I wish they weren't because they're heavy.
Not all of them are. Just none of them that you want. When I was in college and I was doing macro, I had a bellows lens. So a bellows, like think of the center part of like the little circle accordion instruments. Like think of how that is. Now imagine you put a camera at one end and a lens on the other. So it goes between the camera and the lens body. Camera body and the lens. And then you can like change the distance because of the bellows. And you can get real macro stuff with it. The thing was huge. And it had a base. And it was really heavy.
I'm sorry. Also, man, camera talk from Mal. What's going on?
I really only remember film. And then you start talking about digital stuff, and I'm like...
The principles are the same!
Once I stopped doing film photography...
It's the same thing!
My brain was like, only think about painting and acrylic painting. And the other day, I was making my thumbnails for my new video, and Steven's like, we should change these. I've wanted to change them for like a year now because of when you hit painting 100.
True.
He's like, you need to do this, this, and this to your thumbnail. And I was like, I don't even know what that is in Photoshop. I couldn't even, like, comprehend what he was asking me to do in Photoshop. And I was like, you come do it.
If I had a nickel for every time the words "you come do it" are uttered in this house, I could retire. I love you. Mal didn't know what a smart object was.
They didn't have that in Photoshop 7.
And
which is what I learned on.
She was trying some stuff out, and I was like, oh, you should, make sure you turn that into a smart object. And she's like, I don't know what that is. And I was like, well, learn now. Learn right now. It's, there's alerts. I need to get back to this real quick. If you don't know what a smart object, you can turn a layer into a smart object in Photoshop, or depending on how you bring that file into Photoshop, it'll automatically turn it into a smart object. Like on Mac OS, if you drag an image, like like onto the Photoshop icon on the dock, or if you have Photoshop pulled up and you drag it like literally right into the document, it'll just turn it into a smart object. And it's Islamist attack. It's non-destructive. The idea is that when you bring that file in, it knows the resolution of the file, and whenever you resize it, you can resize it down, and normally that would be destructive, where you've brought it down to a very small size, you press return to confirm that, and then you're like, wait, no, I want to make it big, and then you go to make it big, well, now it looks like crap. That doesn't work when you change your mind 20 minutes later.
It should never be destructive to begin with.
That's how pixels work. That's what pixels are.
It should be destructive, obviously, when you make your final JPEG or PNG or whatever.
Listen, this is just how Photoshop works. This is just how Photoshop works. And if you want things to be...
Back in my day.
It didn't do that back in your day. Anyway, as a general rule, depending on what you're doing, if you're just doing a quick thing, then like whatever. But if you're gonna be like trying things out, I almost always turn some or all of my layers into smart objects, because then you can just change all your stuff around. Anyway, where was I? There's 1,000 bits from Garobly. It says, Tiny Eddie, with Coliseum coming up, what should I stock my shelves with to snack on while watching? You were recommended teal concrete rounds because Tiny Eddie wants to kill you. I don't know what you did to Tiny Eddie. Actually, probably nothing, because Tiny Eddie seems to want to kill everyone.
Tiny Eddie runs on malice.
You know, concrete isn't even like the word. That's really not that bad in the world of Tiny Eddie, because at least you know it's coming. There's other ones that are just like, oh, Tiny Eddie just poisoned you for some reason. Concrete, at least you're like, oh, concrete, I won't eat this. Some of the other stuff you put in your mouth and you're like, oh no. Tiny Eddie, why does this taste strange? It's made with blood. Mine. I'm directly connected to that sandwich cookie. Need a bit of My Them Crafting Live. I read this one. I'm still catching up.
Did you say I'm connected to that sandwich cookie?
Yeah, it was like the idea was like your blood was connected right into the sandwich cookie.
Oh. For some reason, I took that as Tiny Eddie has a sandwich cookie that keeps his youth and vitality alive. So if someone destroys the sandwich cookie, they destroy Tiny Eddie. That was what my brain did there.
Big lore development here. Wow. So the wizard cursed him, but it's also a blessing, and it's tied to a cookie that he keeps secret. Is Tiny Eddie a legend?
A sandwich horcrux.
Yes, apparently. So anyway, 300 bits from Furious Kitty says, don't mind me, I'll be a lurker while I get the bathtub ready. Hope you two are doing well, considering everything that's happening. Love y'all. Well, first off, enjoy your bath. I'll talk in just a sec about yesterday, but it's not exactly the outcome I was hoping for. 100 bits from Grabobly. 31 months from Bardic Puppy. 24 months. Hold on. It's a clap. 24 months from Poke Emblem. Congrats on 2. 35 months from Wildfire972. We got 300 bits from Waste and Nail. It says, why can't we have a world where peace reigns? A world where acceptance of everyone is the norm. Sorry, I just need a hug and someone telling me everything is going to be alright. Everything is going to be alright. I mean, I don't control every single person in the world, right? So I can't stand behind that on behalf of the entire world. But in a very general sense, generally I find that everything is going to be all right. Generally. But also, I totally get that exact feeling, so don't sweat it too much. The feeling of how can the world be like this? I understand that. I get it. I totally get it. And I go through that for various different things at various different times. But you get through it. You get through it. Everyone's So here's the thing, and this is actually kind of ties into Yama Dorgan's message there. It says, I might have cried multiple times during the stream. Today's been a day. You never know what someone's going through. You just never know, and that goes for like people in your life, but then also like strangers on the street. You just never know what someone else is going through, what they're dealing with. So always try and be kind. I said that, and then I looked up and Ray had already written it. I'm like, perfect. That's exactly it. Anyway, 1968 from Disaster Lives in Me says, I just went to my car to grab something, and there's snow on the ground. I tweeted it if you want proof. Yes, I used the tag. I believe you. There exists snow in this world. So therefore...
It is February.
And it is February. It's actually completely reasonable for there to be snow somewhere. Not here.
It was 75 yesterday.
Yep. It is 63 with a high 70.
Did you see what Friday looks like?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Sunday? It's going to be like...
Emil had sent
20
me
degrees.
Emil sent me a message the other day and asked, what the weather was like here. And I was like, it's good. And actually, the day that we're going to be doing a majority of our filming stuff, like we're gonna try. It's probably no surprise. We're gonna try and make bumpers while everyone's here, because that'd be fun. Primary day for that's gonna be tomorrow, and it's a beautiful day for it. I'm so excited. It'd be very easy for it to be cold or rainy or something, and it's actually gonna be beautiful. Hopefully, we'll actually make something. Hopefully.
From our Montana skies to your doorstep, Tiny Eddie's rumored rude nuggets.
They're rumored to be rude.
I've just... honestly, I think that's hearsay.
You gotta give them a chance.
You gotta give the nuggets a chance.
Yeah. It's like when you're a teacher and all the teachers are like, you gotta watch out for that kid, he's gonna be in your class next year.
Yep.
And then he's in your class and he's the sweetest thing, and you're like, what's
Yeah.
going on?
Barbara, it turns out he hates you.
Yeah. Turns out it's your fault, Barbara.
Barbara, Nick isn't the monster. It
I
was
had
you
that
all
happen
along.
multiple times. And I had a kid who that was discussed about them. And they were great in my class, and I never said anything to the kid, but the kid was like, George, why does so-and-so hate me? And it was the teacher that had warned me about them. And I was like, I have no idea. I was like, you're great. And they were like, well, thanks.
I mean, like, so, to an extent, students do better in different atmospheres.
Yeah.
And not to put down art in any way, but art tends to be, I mean, it's more of a creative thing, and students can sometimes relax and let their guard down.
Yeah.
And as a result, that happened a lot over the years, where
Yeah.
like other teachers would complain about students, and they get into mouse class, and they're fine. And that's not to say Mal didn't have bad students; she definitely did. But like, it wasn't it wasn't like, oh, this is this way and this is that. No, it's just, it all depends on the person. I'm sure I was a bad student in math, because I was bad at math. And when you're bad at something long enough, you don't want to be there anymore. You just want to be like, can I just do the minimal amount of work and just like go away? I'm not going into math. Anyway, that was from Item Crafting Lies. Says, Tiny Eddie, how do you feel about your newly revealed tragic lore? I mean, I want to know more about the sandwich cookie. The special sandwich cookie that keeps Tiny Eddie... You didn't say young, you said alive. That's extreme. Tiny Eddie will die if someone gets a hold of the sandwich?
Well, he's immortal.
It's like the Brood Witch. You like that one. 100 bits from Clockwork Pretzels. 14 months from Good Faye Fox. 300 from Satsu says, you'd think after 2 years I'd have a mask that won't be an issue, but I'm still suffering, clips poking my eye, no mask fits flush, and because I have a noble bump, making anything work is a nightmare. Does Haley ship masks? Honestly, I don't know.
I don't know if she's been doing any more.
I don't think, yeah, before everyone rushes to get a Haley mask, I don't think she actually does that. She did for a while, but I don't think she has them anymore.
She's been crazy busy with work, and since she made ours like at the beginning 2 years ago. Like she had surgery.
For those who aren't aware, at the beginning of the pandemic, Haley was sewing masks for workers.
Yeah.
Like that's
For
just
the hospitals.
for the hospitals
in her area.
That's just what she did in her spare time. Is she just sewed masks because there was such a mask shortage.
Mm-hmm.
And which is incredible. Haley's an incredible person, but like that's what she did. But also other folks got some because me and Mao had them. My parents had some. Roland got one.
She made Roland a custom one.
Because Roland was like, I need one that's like
that will fit his beard.
That'll fit my beard. So she actually made Roland a custom one.
And it was like a drawstring. It was really good. It was really creative. It worked so good.
It worked really good. We get 19 months from Antahirasora. 300 bits from Disaster Lives in Me. Got up to 15 degrees Celsius on Monday, but now it's -1 Celsius. As a reminder, our high today is 70 Fahrenheit.
Which is what?
Sorry.
34 Celsius? I don't know. I need
doing some
I need
math
the
on the
converter to tell
fly?
me if I'm right. I have to estimate. I can get an idea. No, 75 today.
It's right here. -1 is 30. 70 is 21. So 70. You're trying to do 75?
Yeah.
That is not. That would be like 22 or 23.
24.
23.9. Close. So anyway, as the Mortal Kombat theme plays, let me tell you a little bit about my day yesterday. I'm not going to tell you everything, and I'm not going to tell you in extreme detail, partially because there's a vlog. I have yesterday's vlog done. It's scheduled for 10:30, so it'll be out in less than an hour. You can watch it, and then you can get the real raw Steven, who has just come out of anesthesia.
A very light anesthesia.
Yeah, the anesthesia. So actually, I get a chance to learn a little bit about some of the anesthesia stuff because they had asked me. I don't remember the name of the stuff. Probidol.
Noah here?
Noah. Why would Noah know? Would Noah know?
Yeah. See? No one knows.
Wow. Anyway, so Noah's right. Propofol. That's it. Why would Noah know? And Noah's like, I know. Did you say Paw Patrol? They put the Paw Patrol in me. So the propofol. So they had asked me if I'd had propofol before, and I was like, how would I know that? I was like, do you think I keep a running tally of everything that's
people do.
Everything that's been injected into my veins?
I plan to ask once I get my final surgery report.
You are such a good patient.
I'm gonna call the anesthesiologist and be like, hey, do you have my records? I want to know what you gave me for next time.
I go to the doctor like for these doctor visits, and they're like, what medicines are you actively taking? And I'm like, definitely it. On one occasion, I said the suck, and they just stared at me, and they're like, sucrafate, yeah. I can't remember the names of these things. Anyway, so they had asked if I had ever been on propofol, and I was like, I don't know. And they're like, well, you've had surgery before. I said, yeah, I had
an appendectomy,
and then several years before that, I had a cystoscopy. And they're like, okay, so you don't know if you've been on this. And I was like, no. They're like, well, for your appendectomy, they said it takes you a long time to wake up. And I was like, yeah, you're super groggy. And I said, for me especially, I was loopy as all get out. And they said, so propofol is different, where the half-life is shorter. And they said, when you wake up, you wake up. And I was like, neat. And they actually explained how it works, where the anesthetician is there and it doesn't do much, where they have to continually give it to you, which I guess it's a lot like playing Rhythm Heaven or something. So they do that, and then when it's time for you to get up, they just stop doing it, and then you just kind of wake up. And she was right, because when I woke up from the procedure, I was awake. And, like, I'm groggy. Like, in the vlog, I'm groggy. I have a little brain fog, but it's not the same. It's different. It's not quite the same. The other thing is I tried very hard whenever they put me under to, like, think about that. Like, I wanted to, like, really think hard about, like, oh, I'm going under. I want to try and catch the moment where I go out. So I was thinking really hard about that, and I did. It was really neat because the person was like, okay, I'm going to put the drugs in now. And I said, okay. And I was watching this monitor, and the monitor started to get real fuzzy, and it was about 2 seconds. It was about 2 seconds where it started to get fuzzy, and my brain was like, hey, it's working! And then and then I had some dreams, and then I woke up. They didn't make me count down. They were just like, hey, here comes the drugs. And I was like, here comes the drugs, and then I was gone. And then it was a nice little nap time.
When I had my surgery in November,
Morning,
they
Sam.
had the mask on. They did that first, and then they do the IV, I guess. Or they kind of do both at the same time, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And he's like, just take a couple breaths. And I took like 2, and that's all I remember.
Yep. It's fast acting to acting, I'll tell you that.
Stephen was a little loopy. He says in the vlog that he's not, but you can tell by how he's talking.
I did just wake up from the drug zone.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we'll probably have that effect just a wee little bit. 7 months from Sting AZG. Sting, thanks.
He was like, Mal, I can name all the nurses. I was like, loopy.
Okay, so ever since I had the TGA episode last month, there'll be different, like, brain fog is just a thing people get. People get brain fog. People get just like low memory issues. I've had that for forever. I think everyone deals with that to like some extent now and again. Lately, because I have had the TGA episode, sometimes if I get a little brain foggy, I immediately, it's weird, but it's like I guess it's like a PTSD thing where like I will immediately try to ground myself into reality where I'm like, okay, you can remember things, right? What happened today? And like it's like a quick mental quiz I play with myself. Like,
are you the real Steven? Do you remember?
So like and like this even happened to me like within the last 2 days. I was sitting at my computer and I had just a little spot of like just a little fuzziness, and then there's such a immediate worry of like, oh crap, you're not gonna like have another episode, are you? Even though realistically it would probably be years. You know, I'm quickly like, okay, well, what happened today? And then I'll think back and be like, well, you had cereal, and I was like, I had cereal, haha, I remember. Screw you, brain, and then I go back to work. It's the dumbest thing. Especially because I know what it feels like when it sets in, and it's not the same feeling, but it's similar enough that I'm like, oh no. So anyway, one of the ways in which I am like testing myself for, you know, trying to remember things is just trying to push my ability to memorize things a little bit better. So when I walked into the place yesterday, I remembered every single person's name. Like every single person, because I don't know, it like means something to me now. It's like, oh, can you? Because my memory's bad anyway. So like, if I can remember stuff, I'm like, oh, look at that. So whenever the lady came and got me, she's like, I'm Toya. I'll be taking you to whatever. And my brain was like, Toya, got it. And then, you know, I got on the table, and then she was like, Arlene will be with you shortly. And then Arlene came in, and I was like, Arlene, I know you, Arlene. You know, I'm sure I scared everyone because I'm like, I know all of your names now, haha. And then she said, okay, well, you know, Courtney's going to be doing your anesthesia, and then Paula's going to be helping with that, and Paula's just walking around, and I was like, I know all these names. And then there was a fifth name, but I never met her. And that's the part that really bugged me, is that one of the people had mentioned a fifth person, and my brain was like trying to remember that. But then I never got to see her, so I couldn't commit that to memory. But I remembered 4 out of the 5. And that's
you
pretty
told
good.
them about TGA.
Yeah.
When was that? Was that before or after?
It was after.
Okay.
It was I had woken up, and because we were talking about the grogginess and how it passed very quickly, and like I was able to like do things, and I guess I just mentioned it to him. I said, yeah. I said, you know, I have amnesia, or I've had amnesia. I don't have it. It's not a thing that I have. It's just I have had.
Because when she wheeled you out, she told me you told her about that.
Yeah.
And I didn't know when, but the way she made it seem was like, he was telling us about this thing. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if she believed you.
She
He
doesn't
did have apple juice.
That's fine. That's fine. From Blastoise, the final girl versus the final nurse. Also, 80% is great. Yeah, I you know, remembering 5 strangers' names is hard. So I'm gonna take it as a victory to, like, you know,
Coffee.
remember 4. Disaster Lives Me says, I'd had my surgery to remove my gallbladder, and I distinctly remember not being able to breathe for about 5 seconds because they were using the gas, and the surgeon was like, it's fine, just breathe. And I couldn't. So that's horrifying. There's times in your life where you can't breathe, and the amount of time that you can't breathe is very, very small. But your brain interprets it as this. This is this much. I remember one time I was whitewater rafting. I don't know if it was in West Virginia or Tennessee. There was water. Anyway, I was whitewater rafting, and the instructor had been like, get out of the boat. It'll be good. And I was like, I don't want to do it, but I will. So I got out of the boat, and then we went down some rapids, and like, I was under the water, and I'm sure I was only under the water for like 2 or 3 seconds at most, but I was convinced I was dying. I was like, I'm dead. I'm dead. This is it. I'm dead. I've been under the water for 6 minutes now. But it felt like forever. Anyway, so the procedure itself, the endoscopy itself, is really easy. So if anyone has to get an endoscopy in the future, you should not sweat it at all. Really simple, really fast. The doctor wasn't actually joking when he said it takes 5 minutes. It takes like 5 minutes. You're going to be there for like 2 hours because you gotta get checked in, then you gotta go back there, then you gotta put the clothes on, then you gotta lay in the bed, then they have to ask you a series of questions, then they gotta put in the IV. They gotta do all this stuff. But the actual endoscopy is 5 minutes. It's just there's more setup involved.
The worst thing is you bit your lip a little bit because they put in a bite block.
Yeah, I don't know how I did that. It must have been after they pulled that out. I bit it or something because I took a chunk out of my bottom lip on the inside, which is great because that's probably gonna just turn into like a mouth ulcer, but it's fine. Yeah. So what happens is you go back there, you answer the questions like you would normally do if you're going in for surgery or whatever, and they put in an IV, and then they wheel you back in, and they put this thing in your mouth called a bite block. And it's a little block that you bite down on. It has a hole in it, which is where they're going to do the scope. And after you bite down on the bite block, that's it. Like, you roll over on your side, and they give you the drugs, and then you wake up. And the thing that I was most concerned about was how my throat was going to feel.
Yeah.
You know?
You did get to swallow a camera.
Not the way I wanted.
Not the way you wanted.
Not the way I wanted. You know, I was worried that my throat was going to hurt, and it just never did. It just never did. I woke up from the procedure, and then we came home, and I had some food, and...
You were really only loopy for 10 minutes that I saw you.
Yeah.
And you weren't loopy as much as your appendectomy loopiness.
Yeah. Mild loopy.
Yeah.
Mild loopy. Turner from Charhutcher says, I remember my only surgery last year when they put me under. I got really scared all of a sudden when they put the gas mask on. The nurse was an absolute sweetheart and held my hand, and that's the last thing I remember before waking up in recovery. A quality nurse is the best friend that you will have
Yeah.
in a hospital. If you have a nurse that has incredible bedside manner, it's worth its weight in gold. I mean, they are the MVPs of getting someone through a hospital stay. Not, I don't mean that in the sense of like doctors are cold-hearted, but like doctors, my experience with doctors is like a very methodical position of like come in and we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and like even the most caring doctor is so far removed from the most caring nurse. If you have a nurse that is like there with you, like holding your hand, explaining things to you, making sure you get it, it's just it's huge, man. And Arlene, absolute sweetheart. She did a great job. Some people are just sweet. They're just, you talk to them and you can tell. You can just tell, you're like, you're just a good person. And she was, those people make great nurses.
My night nurse
Yeah.
was great.
Yeah. It helps a lot, man. It helps a lot.
And like my surgical nurses, like we talked about them in my video. They were amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, should probably talk a little bit more about like the outcome,
The results.
the results.
Yeah.
As a reminder,
Coliseum. Yeah, that too.
as a reminder, I had this endoscopy to check out what was going on because, we've been working under the assumption I have a stomach ulcer, and the stomach ulcer is really bad, and it doesn't seem to be responding very well to medicine because I've been on medicine now for 2 months and things are still not good. So they did the endoscopy, and when the endoscopy was over, there was nothing. I was fine. My stomach's fine. So that's not it. I don't have a stomach ulcer. So anyway, it's ulcer free.
The doctor called me and told me, he's like, he's fine. Well, schedule a follow-up. And I was like, but wait.
Yeah, I was about to get dumped in the gosh darn river, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, here's the thing. I'm experiencing something very real. My stomach is swelled. It has been swollen in a very specific spot about the size of a baseball for a while. And this is something. Something's there. And we need to figure out what it is. This isn't something in my head. This is like actual pain. So when Mao had told him that...
I was like, I got some questions for you first. And he's like, oh, okay, go ahead. And I was like, first off, he's been on these 3 meds. I said he stopped the 2 because you recommended that. I said the other one, I said he's been taking because he feels like it helps. The sucralfate. And he goes, well, if it's helping, he should continue to take it. And I was like, well, I said, ever since he saw you last week, and because he hadn't been taking it, because he wasn't supposed to take the meds before surgery, this endoscope, I said, he's been in a lot of pain. Like, a lot of pain. And I said, I've been worried. I said, we almost called on Monday about how much pain he was in. And he was like, oh, is he at a CT? And I was like, no. He goes, yeah, we'll do a CT next. So.
Yeah.
Did he ever talk to you?
No.
Okay, that's what I wondered.
I mean, I saw him right before I went under.
Okay. Because I thought maybe you...
He's asked how I was doing.
If you had seen him, you would have told him how much you were hurting.
He never asked, and I
didn't think about it.
He said, "How are you doing?" And I said, "I'm super excited to be here." I said, "I am really excited to find out what's going on." And then they did the scope, and they didn't find anything. So it was only after Mal mentioned how much I hurt from him pushing on my stomach that his demeanor was like, "Oh, we should do a CAT scan." So now we're doing a CAT scan. We don't have that scheduled yet, but yeah. I've had multiple CAT scans before. Like over the course of my life, I've had. I don't want to make it sound like I'm always in for CAT scans, but like I've had CAT scans before, so it's not like it's going to be a new experience. But I'd like to have it done soon.
Like I told you, if they don't call you by noon, you should call them.
Because like I knew something was wrong. Because, like, the best person to ever judge what's going on is always yourself. And, like, in late December, was the first time where I was like, something's bad, something's not right. And back then, I was starting to get, like, some swelling and stuff. And I was like, something just doesn't feel right here. And now, it's worse, it's more swelled up, and it's more painful to the touch. And we've been operating off of the assumption that it's a stomach ulcer. And I thought that it was weird that the foods that I ate didn't seem to bother it. But as long as I stayed on that medicine, then it seemed like it was fine. So if it wasn't a stomach ulcer, then that would also explain why I could have just eaten whatever, because that wasn't what was happening.
My advice for everyone medically, because I've learned a lot in this past year between my stuff and Steven's stuff, is think about, like, before you have an appointment, I would write down questions.
Yeah.
Keep a note on your phone or in a planner if that's your thing.
Mal's very pro planner.
I am very pro planner. I like paper.
It's true.
Anyway, and write out your symptoms. Keep dates. This is when I noticed it started. If it's like some sort of like mole or something like I have, like this is how big it is. These are the medicines I take. These are the medicines I've had problems with. Stuff like that. But even with something like this, like before Steven's doctor called me to tell me what had happened, I had thought about, what I wanted to ask him. And I thought about it in, what's the word I want?
Advance?
In advance, but like, if different scenarios. So I was like, well,
okay.
Obviously if he finds something, it's going to be, well, what's the next step? What medicine does he need to be on? Does he need surgery? Those sorts of questions. But like if they don't find something, then my question is, well, what could be causing this? Does he need to stay on the medicine he's on? Which is how we ended up where we're at.
Yeah. The reason that I'm eating stuff this morning is that I quit all my medicines. There is nothing necessarily that the sucrafate should be doing.
Chill Day says Mal is good at doctors. Not yet. I'm still getting there.
The thing is, I don't know if the sucrafate is doing something or not. I have been convinced that it was. And I am now like, maybe I was wrong. Maybe the sucrafate acted as a placebo, which makes me feel crazy, but also is possible. The act of thinking that something is doing something for you can make you feel better. And it's not like I was never without pain completely. I always had some pain, but I felt strongly that, that day that I was off of the sucrafate, that I was worse. Maybe it was a fluke. So, I stopped taking all the pills. So I'm not taking any medicine now. And we're going to see how that goes. If in a day or so I'm like on the floor screaming, then we will know. We'll be like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah.
If that's happening, we're probably going to the ER and getting you a CAT scan immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I get in like 9 to 10 out of the pain, I already know something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to have a big knot, above your belly button. Like, that's not supposed to be there. So, like...
Toby says, we don't want that during Coliseum. Nope.
Not ideally.
Fun fact, the last time we were in person, I had a really bad endo flare, and I was on the floor in our room.
Yep.
And I was taking my prescription painkillers, which I didn't do much of pre-surgery.
Also, I was sick, too.
You slept a lot.
Yeah. Why? What is up with Coliseum? Why does Coliseum hate us?
I don't know.
Like... So anyway, Coliseum's happening. Is it stress? I don't get this stressed about Extra Life, man. I really don't. It's cursed. It's a curse. I don't think we did beans. Here, have beans.
No, we did not do beans.
Oh, it worked. That's good.
Did you fix it?
I didn't do anything
It just
to
worked?
it. It just
Okay.
worked this time. Good. Hallelujah. Let me catch up on some alerts
Are
because
you
we've
a
been
sweet kitty?
we've been talking a little bit. We had 11 months from Genesis, 31 months from ComCody20, 500 bits from LHMS1704. It says I had to have a proctoscopy back in January 2020 because I had been bleeding quite a bit. Turned out I had internal hemorrhoids and got a small procedure to remove them. Let's just say the rest of that day was hell. I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that. Yeah. I'm ready to get through this. You snoring? I'm ready to get through this part of my life. I really am. There's been a lot of health things in the George household in the last 6 months, and I'm just kind of like, can we be done with this?
Yeah.
Like, Mao had to deal with crap for years, finally got it taken care of, and I'm like,
And is
cool.
now doing great.
And and I'm happy about that, but like, also, now all of a sudden it's like, well, Steven, you gotta deal with this, and you gotta deal with this, and everyone's so concerned about my brain, which, like, I get it, understandable, but that's not even the big concern. The big concern is like, what is going on here? I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of it. If I haven't heard from the doctor by noon, I'm gonna call.
That's what I said.
Oh, good.
Like 10 minutes ago.
Really?
Uh-huh. Before Kepler jumped in your lap.
I don't even remember when he got here. 30 bits from DNA Wheels. It says, my mom is a retired registered nurse, and I have cerebral palsy, so I think my mom is amazing because I've had over 30 surgeries. Sounds to me like your mom is amazing. And also you. Also you are amazing for going through that many surgeries, because that is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Honestly, and I think anyone that's had surgery can vouch for this. One surgery is a lot.
It is.
Surgery it's just rough. It's rough on your body in many ways. It's rough mentally leading up to it. It's rough mentally coming off of it and recovering, and it's certainly rough physically. So like, yeah, that is hard, and your mom definitely qualifies as amazing. Absolutely. We got 21 months from Salamis Dragoon. 15 months from Tech Metal. And 300 bits from Summer Center says, it's not quite the same situation as yours, but I've been having foot pain from walking for years, and I recently got an MRI scan and they found nothing wrong. So I very much understand the frustration. There's been many instances in my life where you talk to a doctor, especially if it's like a specialist for a specific thing, and they do their test and they don't get results, and then that's just kind of it. And the thing that sucks is that, you probably start like with a primary care, talk to primary care, and they're like, I think it's this. You go to that specialist, they do their thing, and then they just kind of drop you off on the side of the road, and they're like, well, good luck. And then you're like, well, what do I do now? Like, okay, it wasn't this, but I'm not better. Fix it. Send me to someone who can fix it. What's the next step? And, that leads back into like what Mal's talking about. You really do. You kind of have to press them. Be like, hey, okay, if you can't fix this, what do you think it is? Where should I go next? Set this up.
That was something.
Make me an appointment.
That was something I learned looking into surgery.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure which doctor I was going to go with at first, and I found a list of questions that was like questions to ask a doctor, and for endometriosis specifically, it was about red flags. Like, if the doctor says this, it's a red flag.
Yeah.
So one of the questions was like, well, if you don't think it is endometriosis, what do you think it is based on what I've said? Because it's still in your general wheelhouse as a gynecologist.
Yeah.
Who should I go see?
Anyway. Hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah.
Because I remember talking to the primary care physician at the beginning of January when I first went. And she was like, you know, let's just give you these pills. She's like, because, you know, you don't want to start having to do scopes or any of that because, you know, that'll get expensive. But, and I get why we started there. It makes sense.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, it sucks. I just wish I would have had the CAT scan. I should have. There's no way to know. There's no way to know. I can't beat myself up. There's just no way to know. But that'll be next. That'll be next. We got a subscription from Paladin Joseph. Welcome. And 3 Butcher Man who says specialists are good because they specialize in one part or system and learn a lot about it. But they can also be bad because then they get tunnel vision. And if the problem is not in their specialty, they sometimes get spooked. Yeah, I mean, a specialist could save your life. Or it could be one of several stops on your health journey. But, you know, I'm gonna figure it out.
When I had that lump on my face, on my eyebrows right here, and I went to the dermatologist because I was like, oh, it's a skin thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, no. He said, I could. He said, but this is really an ENT thing.
Yeah.
So, I was glad he knew that.
Yeah, you want someone to tell you. You don't want someone to do, like, to do something or not do something or not tell you something just because it's, like, not their issue, like, not their specialty. Like, nah, you're fine. Also, that just, I think that's a big takeaway of the entire breakfast stream. It's like, if a doctor gives you the all clear and you know you're not better, reply.
Noah says, let's normalize doctors being able to say, I don't know.
Yeah, also that.
Our primary care who retired said that to me and sent me somewhere else. And she was like, I don't know, but this is where you need to go.
Yeah. Such a simple thing.
Yeah.
And, like, I get it because there's pressures put on doctors, right?
Yeah.
There's pressures to, like, fix me, make it better. And I get it. But also, if a doctor doesn't know, being honest is good and saves everyone a lot of time and heartache.
Yeah, what Ianthe said happened to me. My original, well, it wasn't my gynecologist, it was my primary care. Ianthe said my original gynecologist told me she believed I had endo but didn't feel qualified to handle it.
Yeah.
That's what our primary care said to me. She said, I believe you have it. She said, but I don't know anything about it.
Yep. So, yeah. Anyway, up to this point, like, for my specific journey on all of this, it hasn't went crooked. Like, it's been fine. Started with drugs to try and see if we could fix it. It wasn't getting better. Scope was the next logical step. We've done the scope. And even though it did seem like the doctor was ready to drop me on the side of the highway, Mal, pushing him like he pushed me to reveal that was not probably good, that hurt, has now led to the CAT scan next. So once I get that all set, I'll get information about that, and then we'll see what happens. Personally, I can't wait to lose more organs. I'm down an appendix. What else can they take out? Gallbladder?
Gallbladder.
That's how it happened last time. They did the CAT scan, and they're like, well, we got good news. And I was like, what's that? They're like, oh, you're looking pretty good. Except your appendix. That's got to go right now. And I was like... It's like, so not really as good of news as you made it out to be. You look great, except for the part that's bad. Thanks. It's fine. Anyway, 40 months from Dark Overlord. So that's all the health stuff. Like I said, there will be a vlog out in about 20 minutes. If folks want to see me being, as Mal put it, slightly loopy, and then also hearing me coming right out of that and talking about things in a fairly blunt fashion. so you can enjoy that. Otherwise, I want to let you know that tomorrow night we will be doing a stream at our normal time of something.
Of something.
Of something. Even if it is simply me pulling out the phone and being like, look! It's a meal! Alright, bye.
And Tom. And other people.
Yeah, I didn't want to reveal exactly who's going to be here, but some folks.
Some folks have
It's
tweeted
not
on their own.
It's not a lot of folks, but it is some folks.
Mm-hmm.
It is some folks.
It is
so
some folks.
looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing everybody, and there will be some sort of stream. I imagine it'll be pretty short. If it goes, if it goes longer than half an hour, I'd be kind of surprised. But if we have the infrastructure for it, maybe we'll see.
Maybe we'll play pool.
Emil says, "Yay, me stream." Yeah, maybe we'll play pool. We talked about that on Tuesday. I think it'll be fun, is to just set it up and do a thing. So it'll be short, sweet. I know someone asked if there will be alerts. Don't know. Really depend on what we have available to make it work, but we'll see. We'll see. And
Tune in on Saturday.
And then Saturday, this all begins. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, y'all. It starts Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. You're gonna want to be there at that time because almost certainly MC will put the
intro there.
The intro to start off the whole thing, and the intro came out good, and I can't wait for you to see it. I'm really proud of it.
We're gonna be in segments throughout the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember which, but I do know that we are doing art time. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know really that I signed up for.
I signed you up for a few things.
Mal signed me up for a few things. My opinion was that, like, I'm there. I can just walk into where it's happening and being like, now I'm on the show. It's not like we have 20 people and we're trying to, like, figure out who goes where when. I'm just there. I just walk in and be like, y'all need me to hold a controller? And if they're like, yes, I'd be like, okay. And then I'll stand in there and hold it. Instead of trying to figure out, like, what I got to do when.
I know they need people for shh, it's a secret. We do not know what shh, it's a secret is.
I've already talked about that. I'm only willing to do what I know. There are things Stephen George won't do. That may come as a surprise to folks. There are things Stephen George will not do. And there is someone hosting the secret thing. Mm-hmm. They haven't told anyone what it is. Just as it is not a surprise to me. And I'm just saying, I was asked. I actually wasn't asked directly. Dan was asked, and Dan said yes. And if I was asked directly, I'd say I have to know more. You cannot. I'm not putting my hands in anything. That's where I draw the line pretty quick when it comes to, like, will you put your hands in this stuff? No, I will not. If the secret thing is I want to draw on a classroom desk with shaving cream, I would not participate. I would flip the desk. There would be screaming. I'd probably throw hands. Several people would be knocked out. Like, it's not worth the risk for that. Renee says that's your line. Listen, I don't like
Steven doesn't like.
Don't touch that.
Yeah. Lotion or.
Nope. If the
whipped cream.
If that was the thing, if it was for this segment, we're just going to squirt lotion into everyone's hands. Nope. Flip the couch, puts holes in the wall. Go find a baseball bat. Just nope. Just we all have to have our line. And that's mine. Embarrass myself? Easy. Don't mind doing that. Poke fun at myself? No problem. Dance around in a tutu while whistling. What do the kids listen to these days? Is it still Kesha?
No.
Whistling Kesha?
No, it's not Kesha.
Wake up. Oh my God, how's that go? Wake up in the bathtub and I have some Jack Daniels. I brush my teeth with the Jack Daniels. I stumble to the kitchen and then I eat some bread. It is a wonder every day. I'm not dead. I'm Kesha. I'm Kesha. I think that was it. I'm not that far off. Anyway, I think that's still the hit for today. Bryony Joy 383 gifted a sub to All That Zazz. And 100 bits from OK Ziggy. With that, let's wrap up. Vlogs are caught up. So I don't have anything to announce or do or any of that.
I have my videos out. Auction ends tomorrow.
Yeah, Watch Mail's full. Watch Mail's full. It's real good. If you haven't seen it, it's she did just such a spectacular job. Watch Mail's full. Vlog's out in 15 minutes. No vlog releases this weekend, but if I can, I'll try and record some like YouTube shorts or something. It's not like a promise, but I'll attempt to do that. So like there'll be like something coming out over the weekend.
Cross-posted to Talk Time.
To the Talk Time. Mm-hmm. And on that note, if you have the Talk Time, Mal and I are on the Talk Time now. God help us both. And you can watch us do the Talk Time there. Yeah. And I think that's it. Okay. That's it. Learned from Vinny says, congratulations to the Hot Chocolate supporters for hitting 1,500 today. Dear Lord. Thank you for that. Yeah,
I wore a white sweater.
Yeah, it's like coffee and tea just gave up. I think they realized that it's not doable. It's too far away.
Boop nose. You are the cutest kitty. No one can see you.
Congrats, Hot Chocolate. I'm proud of you. I still don't really understand how this could have happened, but proud of you nonetheless. What serious music. Have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow night for a little bit of fun, and then Saturday for a lot of fun. This not...
And Sunday and Monday.
Not, yeah, see, little, lot. Maybe Jules will, do some stretches again. I couldn't think of the most family-friendly way of saying that, so I said doing some stretches.